What's up, guys? We're back here in Faeria, going into another Pandora here. Gonna go do a full run for you guys. We got a couple coins. This is where you want to pretty much learn in Faeria about how to play the game. It's a little bit different, but this is the best way to earn booster packs, earn cards. You get to play on a semi-even playing field because all the cards are randomly distributed through these booster packs, and you pick and build a deck. There was this great guide I saw on Reddit. It had some kind of like tier list for all the cards. If you know where that is, please post it down in the comment section. I kind of lost it. Wanted to link it there for you guys because each card, has a respective value, especially for Pandora mode. So there's certain combos and things that work really good in here. Overall, green has been considered the best color in Pandora mode. So let's start off with green there, because that's actually a pretty good card. 0 for 4, plus it's a 1/1, so you can harvest with it. All the buffs are really powerful in Pandora mode because there's not a lot of removal cards. You have to randomly, get a removal card in your booster packs. So let's grab again another buff right there, another buff right there. And if you have the opportunity, I highly recommend going green, because once again, green is arguably the strongest color in Pandora mode. Take the tree here to get 10 Faeria. And a lot of times, people don't have the abilities to rush, so that tree gets active, and you hit your 5 turns and you get your 10 energy. So let's go ahead and start grabbing some bigger costing cards now, since we already have a lot of little costing cards. And then we can look at if we want a different color, because there's no green cards here. Leaning more towards the green, or the Queen's Guard here, because of the taunt ability. 3/6 is a very strong. 6 is quite expensive, but in this mode, and then with all these little guys, we can start again grabbing some more expensive cards, and it also gives you 1 energy every time it fights. So we haven't picked any other color yet besides green. And at here, this guy, it's just too cheap. He doesn't do anything, is not a very effective fighter. He's only a mobility type hero. I don't think he's that good. And then this one, again, same thing. He doesn't really do too much as a fighter. 3/4, and he costs 4, which is kind of on the pricey side. So at this point, we're looking at new cards. And this card is really good in a normal deck, in a constructed deck. But you're not going to get many events. So far we have no events whatsoever. Well, actually, no, we have 1, 2. We have 2 events out of our 6 cards. So not too bad, but in a deck that you want to play with this guy, you want to have a ton of events. You want to have like 15 to 20 events, and you're not really going to get that. So potentially the water element or the flame spitter. It just depends on how you want to build your deck. Flame spitter can be played on the first turn because it's only 3 energy. Water element can only be played on the first turn if you're going second, because it costs 4 energy. But it does create the lake, and it also has jump, so it's got great mobility. Fire is pretty good, but I don't know, guys. Let's go water here, just because everyone goes fire. So let's go water. And again, let's grab the buff. The buffs are really, really critical in this mode, because again, there's not much removal. You don't need a lot of force like this. No. The Tiki Totem is quite powerful because, again, it's hard to remove this card from the field. People don't have access to all those removal cards. Voice of Truth is a good card if you don't have a lot of buffs. So we have a lot of buffs already, which means our creatures will be able to kill. Because that's the downside to green. Green has no removal whatsoever. They also don't even have any kind of like disruption cards. Alright, so this guy, probably the best choice here, since I don't think we really want to go 3 elements. It's not preferable to go 3 elements in Pandora mode. So we'll grab this guy. He's not that great. And now this is the biggest part of the Pandora mode, is you get 3 treasures to choose from. And this can make or break your deck. So let's look at each of these guys and see. Some of them are really good. So give +6, randomly split among friendly creatures. It's alright, but it's not that powerful for a treasure. +6, especially is bad if you have like 3 creatures on the board, because then you don't know where it's going to go. This card is really good if you only have 1 creature, and then you can just drop it all on that 1 creature to get a +6/+6 boost for 3 energy. The Teapot is interesting. It's a card that can buff all kinds of little creatures. So we have a lot of little creatures already. If we grab the Teapot, all those little creatures are going to turn to 6/6 creatures. So that could be a massive buff. That's kind of like the Chalice, but this one you want to have a lot of creatures on the board. And then the other one here is the Flame Burst Ruby. You got a lot of different options here, and it only costs 1 energy. 1 energy, you can deal 3 damage to 1 target, or you can deal 3 damage to everything, including your units as well. So this card is very good in a burn deck. We aren't running burn decks. We're not having anything, I don't think anything to kind of just really remove creatures yet, so we probably want this just in case. So I mean, we can, the 2 options for 1 energy is really, really good. Having multiple options is always a nice thing. So let's grab the Flame Burst Ruby. The other one was that +6, or turning all the creatures to 6/6. That was right there as well, but I think in this deck, since we don't have any removal at all yet, we grabbed this random water creature. Okay, I don't even remember picking that creature. So we've got this random commander in our deck now. That's not good. Here we got our option, and why green is just so good. You got some huge, massive creatures. So a 5/5/6 and then a 5/5/10. Massive creatures for semi-cheap costs. This one's got taunt as well. So let's grab this one here. Taunt is always a great thing to just disrupt your opponents and prevent them from moving, prevent them from attacking, you know, people that you don't want them to die. So with doing green and blue, you can go and grab this enchantment. A creature's attack becomes equal to its life. Generally, green has a lot of buffs to buff up life, and then so you can combo that together. They also have a lot of creatures like this, so 3/8 for 5, which is really powerful. And then if you make it an 8/8, that's even better. So once again, I generally like this creature, but it costs too much, and we don't have a ton of green creating like forests anywhere. So let's go with this really cheap tax collector, because I've seen him utilized in Pandora mode pretty effectively. Every time he attacks, he gets 1 energy, and he's, you know, only 3 energy. Plus, he's got 4 life, which is kind of hard to kill. So once again, we got our option between the enchantment and then the grizzly. The tax collector is not that great. I mean, he was good in that selection, but overall, the grizzly is going to be a lot better. And then the enchantment potentially. So let's see how many like actual soldiers and troops that we got. We kind of need more troops. We got a lot of buffs, so let's take the grizzly there. And then one of the things is a lot of people play burn, so you probably want to have a healer in your deck. So this is 6 life. This is not that great of a card, but it gets you out of oh shit moments where someone might have burned you down. And then teleport is a great card. One of the best abilities that green has is this creature to teleport another creature to a green forest. One of the strongest green cards, if you build a lot of specialty lands, is the Colossus. For 7/14, it's 16 starting, so you're thinking, oh my god, that's so much. But no, every time that you play a special land, it drops down to the minimum of 6. So this card is a really good late game card, because you can get the cost down to like 7 or 8 generally. You're going to have quite a few special lands out there. So let's grab this card here. The Fairy is actually a pretty solid card. For 2 energy, it's either that or the Mere Phantasm. This one we can turn another creature into a 5/5. It is costly though, that's the only downside to this. Why I like the flower a little bit is because when you draw a event, it's going to get +1/+4, so it's going to become pretty strong for only 2 energy. But the question is, do we have a lot of events in our deck? Let's go through here and see. So, no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we only have 5 events. So we're going to go grab the Phantasm. Oh wow, and we actually got really lucky and picked up a legendary in our booster pack. Let's see if there's any good ones in here. So we have green and we have blue. This one we're not doing 5 blue, so we can't grab that one whatsoever. The colorless legendaries are not really that good, actually. The airship costs 20, but it goes down every time that you've taken life damage. So overall, we're going to grab the green one, which is a decent legendary. I mean, when he dies, you get +1 for all your creatures in your deck and your hand, and he's 3/3 for 5, so not terrible, but he's not definitely the best legendary available. That was the best one that we could pick, though. Alright, so back to our treasures. Once again, we got this card that we could change everything to 6/6. Looking through our heroes, we do have a lot of little weak-ish heroes. It may be a good card to do. But I'm actually really fond of the Secret of Strength because it gives flying and charge plus a 4/4, which is just massive. I mean, that allows you to move anywhere from one creature. He can go from like one side of the board to the other. I really like that. And then we touched upon having multiple choices. The Wheel of Chaos has 3 different actions, but they're all kind of bad, actually. So you can gain 7 life, which is pretty good, but for a treasure, it's like, you want to win the game with your treasures. You can destroy a creature with 5 attack or less. Generally, if you're having trouble with a creature, they're going to have a lot more than 5 attack power. Or you could destroy 2 unoccupied lands, which most of the time, the lands that you want to destroy has creature on them. So let's grab the Secret of Strength here, just because I want to try and win the game with the treasures. And now, let's grab the Seed Sower here, because we already have a couple of this Taunt card. I think we have 1 in our deck. And at this point, the Tiki Totem is the best choice here, I think. +1 on your first hero. I'm not a fan of the Wisp. The Wisp seems like a good card, but you have to really just grow a ton of force, and I don't think he's going to be that effective. I mean, by the time he gets strong enough, he's not really going to be... It's too late already. So, the Outlander is a really good card. For 3 energy, you can play him on your first turn. You grab a Campfire as well to your hand. So, giving a +1/+1 card to your hand is really, really good. But again, those buffing cards are awesome. The Tiki Piper, great card, gives a 0/4 as a buff. And once again, we got our Teleporter, or we got the Guardian. We don't really have too many attackers, so let's go grab the Guardian right now. And then we got the Living Willow. One of the best cards in green, in my opinion. 1/7 for 3 energy cost. And then also this card. In Pandora mode, I think you definitely want this card because you get a random green card to your hand that's +6/+6. Most times, as you saw here, we saw really no removal cards. So that means that +6/+6, whatever creature you got, is going to be pretty much indestructible for a couple turns. And then this card right here is, again, one of the reasons that green is so good. 6/7/7, amazing stats, no benefits or bad stuff going on. And then God Hunter. In Pandora mode, this card is a monster. Can only attack guards, cannot harvest Faeria. We also have the other one here, Jump. Cannot harvest Faeria. Whenever this creature attacks God, gain 5 life. So we got both choices. This one's a little bit more expensive, and he does cost 4 green, but he's got 1 more life. For this, I really prefer the God Hunter over these two, because that 1 life generally won't make much of a difference, and the healing effect, I mean, if you're crushing his face, you're not really going to need too much healing. Well, he came back again. He wants us to grab him. But we can grab this guy. Gain attack and life equal to any creatures. 7. Massively big creature. Because he's going to absorb power from someone else. And so our last treasure choice. Originally, I really liked the lamp. The lamp I thought was awesome. You get 3 cards randomly from that color. They cost 3 less. You pick whatever color that you want. But I realized that those cards just aren't that good. I mean, the treasures are so powerful. So this card right here, you gain 6 life. Plus, when it dies, you deal 6 damage to your opponent. So really, it's a card that turns the tide of battles because it's a healing card, plus it deals damage, plus it's a 6/6 for 6, and it's colorless. That card is amazing. So let's jump into here. We have a small amount of blue cards, a good amount of green cards in our deck. We have quite a few buffs and it increases. So our main damage, I think, is going to come out from some small creatures that actually got buffed up. And also hoping to get that either legendary, so we can buff everything up by +1, or getting that tree in the beginning so we can get tons and tons of energy. So ideally, I don't think we're going to want to start with blue, and too costly for our first turn. Alright, so we got pretty much the same water cards back again, and now we're going to go water in our mainly green deck. This is quite interesting here, guys. We built a deck that is mainly green, and we drew water twice. So, red, which means typically burn. Burn's got a lot of taunting creatures as well, and also combat creatures. They're pretty strong against this water elemental, so let's drop there. People say that's a bad move to drop in the center there, but I find that it's really good to defend against rushing decks, and also burn is slightly on the rushing side. Because again, they've got a lot of combat creatures, and so generally they kind of rush up to your left side, and it's good to have that position here. So he's dropping a fairy that when he draws an event, he's going to get range. So he's going to be able to hit all the way down here and all the way over here with range. Which kind of sucks because we drew the Tiki Piper. I kind of want to drop him, but he could potentially get range on us. So let's not. Let's go ahead and just drop like this. So next turn we can jump up, grab our energy, and we don't have to worry about him getting a free shot and killing our Tiki Piper. Because even though he gives out a buff, we just want to keep him alive so he can collect the energy, the fairy here on the side. So once again, he's got a little bit of rushing with the wind. Wind and fire combination is a great combination, especially if he got that special 3 wind, 3 fire card. So here we can drop a green up here. But we don't need to drop a green up there because we do want to buff up our water elemental. So let's go ahead and drop the green right here. And we're going to drop our Tiki. Give him bonus life, so now he can't die from this demon wing, and end our turn. So even if he does something crazy and kills our water frog, we can now walk down with our Tiki and grab both of these energies. He still hasn't got his range yet, which is good for us. That's the problem with the fairies, is there's not too many events. These are really good cards, and he's going to fly here, and then he's going to be able to collect. So he's going to be using this card just for collecting purposes, which is great. Oh, and there goes our Tiki Piper. Oh, so he didn't go there because he got that guy right there. Can collect both next turn. Alright, we can drop our green right there. So we want that spot so we can attack. Let's see what we get with our big +6. Holy, we got a legendary. Amazing, guys. So let's go ahead and drop this. This is going to be quite interesting. We're going to have a huge push on the right-hand side here. We also have a buff. So, I mean, we're going to hit for a lot next turn unless he can deal some serious damage. He didn't draw the event, so which is thankful because that event would be able to kill the water elemental. Oh, destroy a creature. But everything is now getting buffed up. So big last nightmare there for him. Dropping out a Templar with dash. we still can hit for quite a bit here. We've got +2, +4. We can drop down, yeah, +2, +4 on our jumping guy. It's going to cause a lot of damage. I mean, in a couple turns, this is going to be game over if he doesn't defend this. So let's go ahead and drop that there. Go up there, smash him for 5 points of damage. So again, we just need 3 more turns, and that water elemental will finish this game off. It's always good to be offensive, guys. Always good to push and pressure your opponents. So we don't have enough to play the ranger here. I'm thinking that we might want to just gather some more energy. Yeah, let's gather some more energy, and then let's see what he does on his turn here. We're going to hold off him, because anywhere we put the ranger, he can pretty much be killed. And he got his event finally, so now his fairy gets his buff of 4/2. And let's see what he does. So he moved into range now. He can attack us. He dropped down a Sky Guard. And he's moving up with his Templar. Shard comes out. So he can use both of these creatures now to finish off our Water Elemental. But if we buff him up with our Ranger, our Campfire, he's going to survive. We can also drop this guy here, which, I mean, he's trying to rush with the Dasher. Or, yeah, let's go ahead and do this, because we want the Campfire. We want to buff up our creature, so then he can't finish it off with these two. And then also, let's put our little guy right here, just because he's so cheap and we can collect energy. I mean, we got to have options, because he could come up and kill our ranger. And then let's collect our energy here, since we have some decent cards to play. The Tiki Healer will come in handy, healing us after he hits us for a couple turns here. We're going to see if he has anything to buff up his creatures. He's going to need another creature or a damaging card to deal with our Water Elemental, plus sacrificing both of these creatures. I mean, unless he had another last Nightmare. So maybe a Soul Drain coming out. Yep, so a Soul Drain. So he had to use 3 cards there to finish off that one Water Elemental. Oh, and now he's going to hit us for a nice amount of damage. 6 and 4, 10. Our Tiki Healer will heal us up. No, he didn't. So he went with the range to kind of take away our energy here. We can Kamikaze to grab, and see, look at that. A great card. Move 5 spaces. I think not Kamikaze right now. We're going to use him as a defensive blocking. Put him right there. And then put our Taunter right here to deal with both of those creatures. Because otherwise, I mean, this Templar can do a lot of damage. Every time it hits, it gets 6 because of that special +3 against gods. And we are very, very close to our... Oh, there it is. Pandora awakens. So now the game dramatically changes. Our first treasure comes out. Let's see what we get here. And let's see what he gets. Alright, awesome. So we got a great card. Again, we're going to get 6 life. Oh, and he's going to gain control of our creature. That's a very bad card for us. So if he used his fairy to attack us last turn, he would have won this match right there. Because that 4 damage from the previous turn, but I think it's not going to matter. We don't really have much here. He's going to do a massive amount of damage to us next turn. What we can do is we can put our dude I guess you want to call him a dude. Mannequin. They're preventing them from killing us. Ooh, and we can buff it up too. Nice. Alright, so we don't need that. Let's drop down a water just... No, we have plenty of those. Let's drop down a grass. So we're dropping down. Heals us up for 6. So again, changing the tide of the battle. And we're giving him an 8-10. So he's going to have to use 2 creatures to kill us. And if we can come out with something miracle here. When he dies, he's going to deal 6 damage. So he's going to put him down to 4 here. Oh, so close. Only 3 points of damage. Oh, and he doesn't need to do it because he's got that massive flying creature. Well played, well played. Overall, our first loss. And yeah, I think we played pretty good in that match, actually, guys. I don't think we messed up too bad anywhere. I think our starting hand was probably just pretty shitty. I mean, we had a lot of water cards. We only got 4 water cards in our entire deck. Well, 5 if you count the Apex Predator. And we drew 2 of them twice. So I really don't like that starting hand. And sometimes, I don't know, maybe there's nothing you can do. But this, let's go 9 wins here, guys. I mean, at least we leveled up there, I think. So, not all bad. So again, let's get rid of the water card. And we get another water card. So I really want to start off with green and that forest. Didn't get that. Got some nice big cards. So hopefully he drops some little creatures. And with these kind of creatures, we're going to go ahead and rush up on the whole side that he's like charging up on. And we're going to go once again in the center. So we'll put a forest here next time. And then with our seed cellar, we're just going to randomly generate a forest around us. Which means it's going to be in one of these spots. And all those spots are pretty good. This is the worst spot though. We don't want this one. But we'll have to take what we get. Alright, so great spot for us. And we have to end our turn because we have no more energy. Yeah, for those wondering, this is a free-to-play game. It's on Steam. It's on iPad right now. It will be on mobile devices in the near future. They just got to optimize it for mobile devices. And it does take quite a while, about 10 to 15 minutes per match. It's kind of tricky for the mobile devices and the small screens like that. So they're probably going to come down and, nope, not block us. So we'll drop him up there, and I think should go up there. And let's go and deal some damage. So this is why I wanted green, is because, I mean, we've got such big creatures that it's hard for him to deal with, and we're essentially like rushing with green. I don't know why he built there, just so I couldn't have it, maybe. Because if he would have built there, he could have collected his energy. I mean, at least one spot. But yeah, so I guess he built there so he could drop down 2 Imperial Guards. Nope. So yeah, so he should have used this one over here. Ooh, we got our God Hunter. Alright, so let's drop that. This is the perfect card right now, actually. Deals a ton of damage. And he's got jump. He can try and lock us down with the Taunter, but we've got the Guardian here. Should be able to kill his Taunter, so let's see what he does. I got a good feeling about this one, guys. I think we can do... Oh, he's got a bigger Taunter. Ooh, we got our Faeria tree. Actually drop 2 colorless, bring it over here. Yeah, let's go ahead and drew that. So let's block him there, and let's drop that. Drop that. And that's all we got. So we're blocking that off so we can't build a land there. He can lock us down now with another Taunter. He's got the Imperial Guard. We kill. Drop the Imperial Guard, lock this guy down. But I'm happy. We got our tree down here. We'll be able to put our Guardian there, or we can put our Guardian up here to press aggressive. Let's see what he does. Alright, so let's take this thing out. We're stuck with our Taunter. Drop down the Grizzly. So he can't harvest Faeria, but we can bring him over here. Collect our energy. And here's hoping, fingers hoping, that the Hermit does not buff up the guard. Because the Hermit's going to die here. He's going to kamikaze. Smartly played moving him there. He's going to plant a land there. This is part of the reason why we gathered energy last turn. So we could have enough to play our Guardian. Oh wow, he got so lucky. Perfect distribution of his buff there. Well, yeah, I mean he had 33% chance. So what you gonna do? Oh, but he doesn't kill me though. That's very interesting. Okay, so let's go get some energy. Let's drop the Taunter down. Some more energy there. And we got one more turn for our tree, and we got tons and tons of energy. And we'll start just drawing cards at that point. You can see how powerful this Piper has been. He's going back and forth collecting energy for like 5 turns this entire game. Uh-oh, so we buffed it up. But we can kill him next turn, so let's see what he drops down. We don't have any more taunters, which is bad. Oh. Our tree is not going to survive unless we draw our 3/7 Living Willow. Nope. And so even if we draw a card, our thing is still gonna die. Alright, let's see what we get. Oh, this could be interesting. Pandora! What treasure? Ooh, if we only had another creature. Let's drop that, buff him up, and say goodbye to our tree. Aye. One turn away! No, 1 turn! If only we got it 1 turn earlier. Although, I mean, the 10 energy doesn't really do too much. Okay, so he's transforming a land. Very interesting treasure right there. See, I'm still not sure why he has not attacked the God Hunter. Because you see, next turn, if he does not attack the God Hunter, we can buff up our Grizzly, attack the Imperial Guard, then that's going to free up the God Hunter. See, the God Hunter is now free. Let's see what he does this turn. I mean, I don't know. He should have killed the God Hunter. A huge mistake on his part. Again, that goes why I like that potion. The charge is just unpredictable. So he's got a taunt, so it's going to draw him another turn. He's only got 1 energy left. Most likely he can't play anything for 1 energy here. So kamikazing, is he gonna... I don't think he's got anything else. And so it's still we're able to kill him without really worrying. Alright, we can even buff up our God Hunter. Let's buff up the Grizzly, though. And that's not gonna matter. So let's drop a water down. And it should be all she wrote next turn. Uh-oh, treasure time. What does he get this time? Will it change the game? Let's see. Treasures are so powerful. I don't think there's any treasure left that he could pull that will actually change this game, though. The mistake he made was not killing the God Hunter. Oh, that's a nice treasure. That could actually help him quite a bit. What is he going to pull here? It looks like he doesn't have anything. And yes, the sacrifice. The game over. Good game, Deepoheim. Alright, take a quick break here. I will be back.